Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome. I am delighted to bring you another episode of Health Transformation Stories that is brought to you by Evoke Strong. My name is Elaine Doucette-Zena. I'm the host and I love sharing the stories of this incredible women who have made changes in their lives to transform their health and well-being. And it's my hope that their stories inspire you to do the same. So today I will be showing you an interview that I recorded a couple of weeks ago with Kathy Damas. And this is about how she challenged her beliefs and got curious about taking up running at age 50 when she thought she wouldn't even like it. And as you'll find out in the interview, that this curiosity led her to becoming a runner. So, a little bit about Kathy. Kathy is a national board certified health and wellness coach, one of just 2,300 plus in the world, and the only coach with this credential in her region, which is amazing. And that is one of my goals for 2020 to become board certified. And Kathy is a master certified health coach through the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute. She's a graduate of the University of Colorado-Boulder with a degree in biology and is also currently studying to become a certified lifestyle medicine coach through the American College of Lifestyle Medicine. She founded Be Light Health Coaching after she made the midlife health changes on her own, and this experience makes her especially patient and passionate about supporting others on their unique wellness journeys. She encourages experimentation, small steps, and the 80-20 rule, which she defines as doing her best while being perfectly imperfect. And please ignore my dog's barking. Anyway, all right. I'm going to go ahead and show you the recorded interview. And like always, you are most welcome to leave a comment, ask questions, and give us some thumbs up. All right. Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm grateful to have Kathy Damas as my guest for today. Kathy, thank you for being on the show and taking the time out of your day to share your story with us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes. And I like to get started with going back in time. And this is before you started considering making some changes in your life with regards to health and wellness. What was like, if you want to describe, what was your health and wellness like back then before you even considered making changes?
Yeah, thanks. I was pretty satisfied with my life. I was active. My husband and I hiked a lot, bicycle, kayak, walk, and just very active. Mm-hmm. And I felt satisfied. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I was reading part of your story on your website, and middle age kind of crept in, and you said that you weren't satisfied with who you are, I guess, in a way that you wanted to make some changes.
Right. Yeah, it was a combination of factors. We ended up downsizing and doing a bunch of traveling, which is really great. We call it our gypsy adventure. So at the same time, we were active, but being on the road and camping in different places, but it was a different routine than we were used to, and not as much hiking in the mountains. And then I was 49 years old, and towards the end of that time, it was suddenly feeling like, oh no, what's happening? I gained some weight. I was avoiding mirrors. I didn't like having my picture taken. Mm-hmm. It was like, uh-oh, this is not good. I don't want this to continue.
Mm-hmm. So while you were active, your body started to go through some changes, possibly because maybe older age, right? Sometimes that creeps up on us.
Right. Yeah, the age and the change in routine and not eating as well and not moving as much, the whole combination. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you started to realize that this change in your body was happening, you considered taking up a different activity.
Right. Yeah. So I thought, what can I do? We weren't sure where we were going to settle. We were still kind of moving around. And I thought, well, I can't depend on my location for exercise. I don't know if we're going to be near mountains to hike or whatever. So, I told myself my entire life that I hated to run, but I considered it because it's portable and simple. You can do it anywhere. And it's like, oh, okay, let me think. So this was really, really challenging my beliefs that I had had since high school, that I hated to run. I had a girlfriend talk me into track when I was a sophomore and she was a senior. And I ran the long jump because it involved the least amount of running, actually, running. So that was my story going into this change.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what at that point in time, what didn't you like about running when you did it?
Well, I just didn't. Part of it is growing up in Colorado, the altitude. Mm-hmm. And I've since learned that, well, I'm now in Oregon and my lungs are way happier here.
Yeah.
So, but when I took up this, I found this program and just made up my mind that I was going to make this work. So.
Yeah, you mentioned curiosity, challenging your curiosity about it. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, sure. It was serendipitous, you know how these things are. I found an online program for beginner runners training for their first half marathon. And right away I was like, oh no, I really want to do this, but I'm not sure about the half marathon part. I'm pretty sure I could do a 10K. In fact, I had walked a 10K that spring. This was in 2012 with my mom. Mm-hmm. For the Boulder, and I was like, I'm pretty sure. You know, we did little spurts of running to get around clusters of people. But, okay, let me really challenge this belief, and this program sounds really amazing. And I was allowed in. It was a beta test group, and it was phenomenal. It was 26 weeks, so half a year. And it was a group of amazing people with an amazing leader that gave us structure and support and no nonsense. Mm-hmm. That was 7 years ago. 7 years ago. And I'm still friends with some of those people, and I have since run 3 half marathons.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations. Yeah. Yes, it was the training in Oregon. Is that where it was?
You know, that's part of the beauty of it. It was remote.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, it was a Facebook group, and everything was remote, and so it was perfect because, we're still moving around. It was portable, and I started running when we were having a trip in Florida, and it was just very gradual build-up. I could go on and on about the program. It was really perfect.
Yeah, so you ran on your own?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So what was it like to be a beginner runner for you?
It was challenging, but with the support of the group and, like I said, the structure. She laid this out, so we knew pretty much every day what we were doing, and she was adamant about taking rest days, and especially as beginners to not do too much too soon, because then that's when you get hurt, and then you say, oh, forget it, I hate it, it's not going to work for me. But I had the support of my husband as well, who's always been a runner for years before I met him even, and so just going out for these little training walks, intersperse walking for 5 minutes and jog for 1 minute, just starting out super, super slow.
Yeah. So now that you're a runner, are you running with your husband as well?
Yes and no. I like road running. I love races. And yes, we will run together, but shorter. I now like longer distances than he does. And he prefers trail running, and so we'll do some running together, but I really 10Ks are my happy place.
Mm-hmm. So for someone who hated running, when did that mindset shift for you? Because you said that you thought you hated running, and now you've ran 3 half marathons. When do you think that shifted for you?
It shifted in those first months, and again, with the support of the group, we would talk to each other, support one another. We were all in different stages. Most of us were beginners, but some folks were previous runners and were trying to get back into it. But just being able to get on there and be super honest about, I hate this, today sucked, or wow, I had what we call a magical unicorn run where everything felt really good, and just supporting each other through those ups and downs. Mm-hmm. So I would say somewhere a few months in, being, again, very consistent and having that support to make it happen, and then finally seeing and feeling the changes in our bodies that came along with it, and having a run that didn't feel like torture. Yeah. Having a few of those. And then she also, part of the program was to sign up and do a 5K race, sign up and do a 10K race several weeks later and build up to it, and here's what to expect. And getting that experience under my belt is like, yeah, I don't know that there was one specific moment, but
yeah.
To go, I am a runner and I'm liking this now, and isn't this who am I? What happened?
Right. And I bet that was that a surprise for your husband when he started seeing you signing up for races?
Yeah. Yeah. He's totally supportive, and was as amazed as I was.
Yeah.
So.
And sounds like the gradual change, the gradual mileage helped a lot, as well as having the structure and the support from that group. And of course, accountability is big.
Right.
And so you said that you started feeling better and noticing changes. And so how far in were you with that when you started running? How many, you said, is that a month later when you started feeling changes in yourself, that you started to feel better and you started noticing some changes in your body?
Yes, it took several months. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm trying to think if I were to quantify it. And at one point I woke up and my ankle had given out for some strange reason. So, it was setbacks, but persevering with the support of the group again. And so several months in before I started noticing, my clothes are fitting better. I'm not seeing that whatever was happening that was good is my body is transforming. And part of the program too built in cross training, 2 days of cross training. So exercising 5 days a week and taking 2 days of rest is that to change one's body, right? So
how did it translate to other parts of your life, or did it do that with regards to nutrition and then getting more rest or getting better sleep?
Right. All of those things. Better sleep, and paying more attention to what we were eating, and then towards the end, after completing my first half marathon, is that realization, right? When someone makes a change, that you go, wow, I did that. Now, what else can I do?
Yeah.
Empowering and terrifying at the same time, right?
Right. Yeah. Which half marathon was it? I'm curious.
I did a local one here in Oregon, which just thrilled me to death because we had been through here a few times on our travels, and I loved this area.
Mm-hmm.
There's a greenway along the creek, so the starting line was a half a mile from my house.
Oh, nice.
And along the greenway, so it's the Rogue half marathon,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in October, so it was right around my birthday. So it was a year later from when I turned 50 and started running.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm big on running. So I did cross country and track in high school, but that was short distance, and I never thought I would ever run a marathon until a friend convinced me to do it, and it was a disaster because I didn't train properly. But yeah, so I found a group to train with, and that's what helped me and improving. And the second marathon, I was able to run faster and actually qualify for Boston. And
what?
Yeah, and so I've been running on and off throughout the years, and I'm trying to get back into running again. I was chased by a wild turkey 2 months ago. Unexpectedly, and so I kind of twisted my ankle, and ever since then I was like, oh, I can't, I haven't been running at all. And so now I don't know if you're familiar with Runner's World. They have they do a running streak from Thanksgiving to New Year's, and so I'm trying to do that again this year, and it's been good so far. I'm on the 12th day of doing a running streak.
Great. Oh, that's great. Congrats on your marathons.
Thank you. Yeah, so I love, that's definitely my preferred way for physical activity. It's just something that I've loved ever since I started running, I guess. But yeah, I'm focusing more on shorter distances now. Are you thinking of maybe trying to run a marathon?
No, I did. We have a really active running group here. In fact, I just went to an event to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Southern Oregon Running.
Oh, cool.
And Southern Oregon Runners. And we're actually the oldest running club in the state.
Wow.
So really, really humbling and really active groups of runners.
What part of Oregon are you in?
Southern. So I live in Talent, which is right between Ashland and Medford. So, I-5 runs from California up through Washington, and we're at exit 21. So 21 miles north of the California border.
Okay, great. Yeah, I've been to Bend and Portland. Those are the two areas that I've been. We love Bend, so.
Good spot. Yeah. Yeah, but we're at about 1,700 feet elevation. So when I go visit in Colorado, if I try and run, then I'm reminded that's part of the reason I didn't like it growing up. It just is so much harder on my lungs.
Right. It's something that you didn't get a chance to acclimate to.
Yeah, for some reason it just didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you talked about your ankle hurting that one time. About challenges and setbacks. What other challenges did you face during during any type of running that you've done, or even any challenges that you've come across while making a change in your life, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, good question. The ankle injury was really maddening because I didn't do anything that I was aware of. I got out of bed one morning and I could not put any weight on it.
Wow.
And we were living in Port Townsend, Washington at the time, and I found a great chiropractor and got it treated, but it kept pushing back when I would find a half marathon wherever we were and think, oh, that's the one. Oh, no, I'll do that one. And we were moving around, like I said, still. So it was frustrating to think, in fact, when we were in Port Townsend, there was a half marathon, beautiful up there in the Olympic Peninsula, and the woman who started this training program was coming to visit that area with her girlfriends. I thought, how perfect would that be to run my first half marathon and Nicole's here? And I just wasn't able to get my ankle ready in time. And so that was humbling and gave me that experience of, it's okay, readjust, just stay focused. And part of this helped me understand too, going into the program from the very beginning, she insisted that we have a very clear why.
Yes.
Why are we doing this? Why are we training for this happen? Is it for us? Or is it for someone else? Or because we think we should? Or whatever? Because, as you know, when the going gets tough, you need that inner motivation and clear reason to keep going. And part of my why was to prove to myself that I could do this. And to challenge that belief that I hated to run. And then to say, well, I can run a half marathon, and I'm going to. And so various challenges along the way. But yeah,
I like that part about inner motivation. Definitely something that we all need to think about when we're going through any type of changes in our, in whether it's health and wellness or practically anything in life. I mean, we have to really take the time to figure out what it is that we want to do for ourselves, and that comes from within. And so, and that definitely helps, knowing the why, to get us through the tough times, because there's always going to be those challenges.
Right. And like you said, knowing that there are going to be tough times, as health coaches, that's what we help our clients do too, is it's not a matter of if a tough time is going to come, it's a matter of when. So how can you prepare for that and have some options ready when you get injured or you're sick on a day that you wanted to run this great distance or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's knowing different avenues to take instead of just being upset about it. And throwing the towel, but having that plan, that's part of the structure. Yeah. So support system is big, and you talk about that group as a support system, and even your husband. And now, you're not doing the Facebook group anymore, or are you still doing that?
Not so much. I'm Facebook friends with a number of people on there, and I'm really good friends with a few of them, and there's one I talk to every week still.
Oh, great.
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah. And there were a group of us that met in person. We did the LA Rock and Roll Half Marathon together.
Yeah.
Some of them did the 10K, some of us did the half, but we wanted to meet in person from all over the country, so that was great.
Yeah, what a wonderful group. I love it. Do you have a support system where you live? You said about that the running group that's within your area.
Yeah, there's a regular Friday run group that I'm a part of, and just lots of local races, and I've made running friends here, so a few folks that I get out and run with more regularly than others. But
So how long has it been since you started?
7 years.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. And do you have any plans for 2020? Any races lined up?
Oh, good question. No, not yet, but I love having that race or goal to train for. Maybe after the first of the year, I'll start looking around and get something lined up. So that's what helps me stay consistent, right? A reason to go, okay, I know my structure, I know what I need to do, let's just get back into it.
Yeah, exactly. That's wonderful. So I wanted to shift to what you do and how you're helping people make changes in their lives. So can you talk a little bit about, you're board certified, so can you talk a little bit about what being board certified means through the National Board of Health and Wellness Coaching?
Yeah, that means it's a relatively new credential.
Mm-hmm.
First group went through the exam process in 2017. I was in the fourth cohort to go through the exam. It's administered by the National Board of Medical Examiners, and it's a 4-hour exam that a person has to qualify to sit for with a certain amount of training and experience to even sit for the exam.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a new level of elevating our profession, right? So setting a clear standard so that, say, walking into a clinic that I might want to partner with, they can understand what sort of background I have, and so it's consistent across the board when I say I'm nationally board certified.
Yeah, I really like that that we're heading towards like a standardized type of role for health coaches, and that it's being recognized a lot more than it has been. So congratulations for becoming board certified. That is one of my goals for the upcoming year. And yeah, and so you have your own coaching business, is that correct?
I do, yes. It's called Be Light Health Coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I started it really, it came from my running journey.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, this friend that I still talk with once a week had emailed me back a couple of years after we started the running program. She had her own health goals. We had moved here, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do next, work-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And this friend emailed me with what she wanted to do with her health, and I said, well, do you want me to be your accountability partner? And the words health coach popped into my mind, even though I had never heard the phrase.
Right.
I was like, what is... And so I Googled it, and it's a thing. And I was just amazed, and it just suddenly, it was light bulbs popping all over the place, because growing up I was going to be a nurse, and I went to 3 years of nursing school, and then I became an environmental biologist. So science and curiosity is just in my DNA. And then helping people, the experience of supporting one another in this group and having that accountability and having that structure. So that's how I found the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute, where I took my first training with a focus on adults and seniors, because I was going through all those changes myself and how to help people understand what's happening. And then I took the advanced training a couple years later. So I'd set myself up in business, and I've been helping people here and there and giving classes and just enjoying all of it, but then diving deeper through the advanced training to work one-on-one with people, and then now taking the board exam.
Yeah. Your personality, you're drawn to what health coaching is, being able to help and support others in their journey.
Yeah, and then all of these pieces of my background just coming together to a perfect fit for me.
Yeah,
so
that's wonderful. How can people reach you?
Through my website, which is belightshealthcoaching.com.
Okay.
And that's the best way. I work with people remotely on the phone or video chats like this. But I also recently have rented an office at a new wellness center that we have right here in town.
Oh, wonderful.
So office hours there, which is really wonderful to work with people face to face.
Yes, yeah. It's different. It's a different type of connection.
Right. Yeah. Giving workshops around the valley and
Yeah, and also I read that you're a contributing author to a book about loving kindness. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Oh, thanks. Yeah. It's a collaborative series of books, and I was in the third one, called Goodness Abounds, and I contributed 2 stories. And they were all about witnessing or being the recipient of unexpected acts of kindness. And so that was really a thrill to be a part of.
Wow, yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. It sounds
Yeah.
it sounds great. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks.
That being altruism, right?
Right, yeah. And then just part of it is noticing. For me, gratitude is such a huge practice and important in my life, and something I encourage people to do. But part of what happens is you start noticing things more often, and even little things. And that's what life is made up of, right? All these moments.
Right.
There are those big, amazing things, but the day-to-day small things, like now the sun's coming out and woke up to fog, so wow. But really, just any small thing that we notice can just lighten our hearts a little bit, and that's part of what be light means to me. Is it's every sense of the phrase. It's to lighten up in terms of not being so hard on ourselves, and lightening up in terms of energy, and physically, of course, is a nice bonus, but way more than that.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's great phrase, great phrasing. Well, thank you, Kathy, for taking the time out of your morning to talk with us. Well, I guess it's after. Is it? No, you're in Pacific time as well.
Right.
Yeah, you're in Oregon. Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I really appreciate you sharing your story, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Elaine. I hope it inspires someone, and I really appreciate you, and good luck on your journey toward board certification.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time here on Evoke Strong. Have a good day. Bye.